Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man, giving you the truth. My phone is acting funny. Short video right here. Short video, and this video might seem a little harsh, but this is not like a slap at women, especially the ones that establish themselves within their relationship by being who they supposed to be. Remember, only hit dogs holler, so this ain't even talking about you. This talking about in general. We know that relationships very often go bad, and sometimes people don't end them, but they're horrible. Like, that's just the way it is. So again, we not talking about the good ones, the very little couple little good ones. We talking about the bad ones. I got 3 things that I'm gonna list. 3 reasons why the longer you stay with some of these women, you're just wasting your time. You could be having fun, this, that, and the other. I could have had way more than this. Some women just not fun. Like, they just not fun like they used to be. But then here's what happens. You got the ones that are more spiritual than God would even want them to be in terms of your relationship. So they mess their relationship up that way. Then you got the ones that are a little too loose when they get around other people. So they mess their relationships up that way. But we ain't even scratching the surface by mentioning those 2 things. We got 3 things listed that I think are very important, because these 3 things, hey man, you're wasting your time though. Don't believe these women when they say a 55-year-old man, 55-year-old woman is the same. It's just not true. It's not true. It's not true. Okay, so let me ask you something. So your feet look the same at 55 than they did at 25? If they do, you're a rare exception to the rule. Now, the first thing I got listed, because the sad reality is we all change. But most wives will negatively change so much that most men are fools for keeping them around. You know, that woman who just was always on your side. Now everything is your fault 20 years later, 30 years later. That kind of stuff. Negative change. Number 2. When you both, not just what I was just talking about, when you both hit 55, she will not be anywhere near what she was at 25. Sexually, so on and so forth. So this is what I be telling y'all women. Establish yourself and be consistently submissive, fit, friendly, cooperative, like Kevin Samuels used to say. Because, again, like some of y'all wise, man, you really got frauded. Oh, we still together. Remember on Love and Color? We still together. They was horrible. So, number 3, this is the last thing that I have listed, because the highest divorce rates, especially among black women, black couples, are the ages of 50 to 59. You will lose 75% of your resources to a non-sexual, disrespectful big mouth. And you think, well, I'm going to just work it out. And she's still going to divorce you. Instead of you filing them papers on her, or I'm just going to work it out, she going to divorce you. And now she got 10, 15 more years of support to collect off of you. Mr. Work It Out. Note, if this is the highest group to file, then imagine how bad the ones whom the husband files or who remain married. Imagine how bad their behavior is. So you got the highest percentage of all women categories. They divorce their husband between the age of 50 and 59. Where they're at least what they were. And then let's say you were thinking about divorcing her at 41, but you said, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Now she's 51 and she does it. That's 10 more years of support she'll collect off of you. So if you the dude who was trying to make it work, but it just didn't work, she's still not communicating. She's just as bad at communication as she was that first time you thought about leaving her alone. All you doing is making it where you gonna lose more and more. You can't work. Listen, when a woman decides that she's going to be an op and a rival, she don't always think that that's what she is. But if that's what her behavior says she is, and you can't change it, you wasting your time and life is too short. You focusing, you honing in on this one that don't like you, don't respect you. Why? You honing in on the very one that don't see you how a wife is supposed to see her husband. And you think she's gonna get better? Okay, think back in a 10-year span. Think back when things first started taking a turn for the worse. Did she get better? No. Guarantee you she didn't. She didn't, man. It's a sad reality, man. Divorce is terrible. Breaking up with somebody you got kids with, that's a horrible thing. But you got to ask yourself this. What do you gain by staying with them? Do they front you off in front of their relatives, kids? They might not front you off in front of their relatives, but do they do it in front of the kids? When a woman, she's trying to flex on you, the worst, she better off doing that in front of your relatives than your kids. If she doing that in front of your kids, then your kids, you never know how your kids gonna react and respond to that. They might start resenting you too. And they won't even know why. It's because of her. You never know. Some people is dealing with this. But anyway, those three, I really could mention many more things, but it don't matter. Man, you supposed to be consistently getting sex, consistently getting all types of assistance from a wife, a woman that you have to protect, a woman that you have to provide for.